Repeat that. This CAD model, this CAD design model gives us exact final product. No, that's what I am explaining, right? That is why you require engineering analysis to be done. Okay, the CAD model, after you have modeled it in the modeling software, how will you validate? How will you check whether those dimensions are okay or not? Isn't it? You can draw any dimensions. I can keep 10 mm thickness, 20 mm thickness, or 5 mm thickness. So the final product is after your analysis. Okay. Share soft copies of reference book of this subject. Okay. I'll upload that in code now. Okay. Hopefully, I've done it for the lab. You can check. As for the lab, it is done. About one part is remaining, I guess. One part of second exercise. Other than that, lab is done. I'll upload for this one as well. Okay, for the class. Okay. Can you repeat this numerical analysis? You see, we have covered this earlier, right? That it basically what we are doing is we are checking the object. We are predicting the behavior of the component under the application of loads, right? We are applying loads. We are fixing it somewhere. We are trying to simulate the real problem, right? For example, a cantilever beam, a simple example. You have a load at the end, right? You have a load at the end and you have it fixed at one end. So we'll try to fix all degrees of freedom here. Okay. All degrees of freedom are fixed here. So that's one boundary condition. Okay. Boundary condition. And that is one, that load is another boundary condition. Okay. So, and you have given the size of this beam. Okay. So once you have done that, you will check whether this load, let's say this is 10 Newton. Okay. 10 Newton of load. How much is the deformation? Okay. How has it deformed? How much has it deformed? And is that okay or not? Okay. Let's say it is deformed like this. That's the final position of it. How much is this deformation? We're trying to analyze the component. Okay, application of different loads and boundary conditions to check the behavior. You will check the stresses, you will check the displacement. Okay, why we have this cycle is because you may want to change this length, for example. You have changed this length. Okay, it was 1 meter, you change it to 2 meter. Now you do the same thing, 10 Newton load, same boundary condition. Okay, and now you see that deformation is high or low. Okay, so based on different results, you will change the CAD model. Okay, this is our CAD model, isn't it? This beam is right our CAD model, or even the whole setup. For example, you may have some other component, and this is one component, 1 plus 1, 2. Two components assembly is what you are created in CAD. So you may want to modify this, the thickness of this beam, or the length of this beam, or this load. So that will require optimization. Okay. So I'm sorry. That will be different iterations, right? One result will give you one thing. You may not be satisfied with that, right? So you'll have to perform that again with change of boundary conditions, right? Clear? That's your numerical analysis. And this is just a very crude example. There are different types of analysis as I had mentioned, right? Right from structural analysis, you have CFD as a different thing altogether. You have crash worthiness analysis, right? You have dynamic analysis, isn't it? Fatigue, you apply different fluctuating loads, right? What else? All these are there. Okay. Okay then. So that is one. And another type of analysis method, okay, besides FEA or FEM is boundary element method, okay, which discretizes elements on boundary, as you can see here. and transforms a governing differential equation into equivalent integral equations. Okay, we had seen this in your mathematics subjects, right? Green's theorem and reciprocal theorem, I believe. So all those will be utilized to transform those governing differential equation into equivalent integral equations. So instead of discretizing it completely, okay, all through the component, we'll discretize it only on the boundary. Okay, that is another method besides finite element method. Boundary element method is also there. Okay. Okay. And then next application is database for CAM. So as you can see, this CAD part has given us a database. We have a database, right? All those files, CAD files, and different automated these drafting files, right? Analysis results, etc. So basically, the final product dimensions is what will be the database here, right? Because after the analysis, we have modified a CAD model, right? So that CAD model, once it is finalized, will go for design review evaluation, automated drafting. So that CAD model, finalized CAD models after the analysis, etc. Final dimensions which are fixed is what this database contains. That database will be used for CAM manufacture. Okay, for tool and fixture design, because based on the part dimensions, you will model the tool and fixture. Isn't it? Tools and fixtures are to be designed just as you had designed the component, you will design the tool and fixtures setup also. So to be able to do that, you require the CAD, final CAD data, final CAD data of the product. Okay, numerical control part programming as well, right? Part programming, computer aided process planning. Because based on the features of the product, you will decide the sequence of processes to be done. Isn't it? So that will be done by a computer. Production planning and scheduling. So you see geometric modeling database from CAD can be utilized for tool and fixture design. Okay, all these can be utilized for all of this. So that is another downstream application of CAD. Okay, clear? Doubts? No doubts. Okay. Another thing is computer aided inspection. Okay, what you're seeing here, I believe it is self-explanatory, right? We are able to use those CAD models for inspection, isn't it? What you're seeing here, this thing is what is called a CMM, coordinate measuring machine. It will measure the coordinates of the component, right? It has a probe at the end, a pointer like probe that will measure the coordinates. Okay, so once it measures that, that point, that data is being compared with your CAD model, okay, to check whether what we have manufactured is as per design specification or not. Okay, inspection of complicated components in CMM, coordinate measuring machine, requires CAD data as a reference to ensure product quality against design specifications. Okay, as indicated in the figure below, software is being utilized to perform model-based inspection using a programmable CMM. Okay, that CMM will be programmable, that you have to go to that coordinate. And if it is able to go to that coordinate and touch it, and it records the coordinate, right, that coordinate is what will be checked. Okay, that data will come into the software, which will be measured against the CAD model we have after modeling. Okay, software provides real-time deviation feedback between the nominal CAD model and the finished part, as illustrated by the color mapping. What does this color mapping indicate? Now, why do we have this different colors? Stresses. No, that's not stresses. No, no, no. Stress region, no. You see, what we are checking here is dimensions, isn't it? Computer aided inspection. Why will the probe know? How will the probe know what are the stresses generated? Isn't it? We have not even loaded it, isn't it? How will stresses be induced? So those are not stresses. Every time you see color bands, don't assume it to be stresses. Okay, it will specify there what does that color band indicate. Okay. Right now, because it was very obvious, that is why I asked you that because we are doing inspection, computer aided inspection, and the probe is measuring there. This data, measurement data is being sent to the computer, and those color bands are drawn. So basically, this indicates the deviation from the CAD model. Okay, how much is it deviating? For example, you have to have, let's say, this coordinate. I'm giving an example. Okay, this coordinate at maybe 2 comma 3 comma 4. Okay, for example, but you have it 2 comma 4 comma 4. So there's a deviation in the coordinate, isn't it? That will be displayed as a color band. The more the deviation, the higher is the uh, range. Okay, I mean, you display it with the help of these color bands. For example, red means more deviation, blue means less. So those all regions which are uh, having blue color are basically exact. They have been produced exactly after inspection. When you measure it with the model, they are exactly at the same spot. Okay, so you can say that that region is now conforming to the design specifications what we had planned. But other regions, for example, as we go from blue all the way to red, you see here green is there. So that indicates it is somewhat deviate. Okay, the surface is not where we wanted it to be. Right? I wrote it here, right? Real-time deviation feedback. Deviation in the deviation in the sense dimensional or space deviation. Okay. So is that clear? Clear, right? Okay. Almost 12 minutes. The next topic. Yes, I think yes, that will finish up the uh, geometric modeling for downstream application. Another downstream application is 3D rendering. See here, a model is given, and you can see the details that are there. It looks quite real, isn't it? Realistic image. So that's what's called rendering. Okay, there are softwares, 3D rendering softwares. Okay, which and they generate this photorealistic image of the object. Rendering the geometric model is important. Why is it important? Why can't we just use the CAD model? Right? If you observe the graphics in the CAD softwares, right? If you take SolidWorks or CATIA or any other software, they will not be having more graphics. What do you call it? The graphics will not be that much realistic. Okay, so because of that, you'll not be able to have a realistic image to be able to print it on brochures, okay, or to be able to present, okay, in presentation meetings. So rendering the model is important, else the object will remain too technical for the general public to interpret, perceive, and appreciate, mainly because an unrendered 3D model is simply unrealistic. Okay, to have the real image or the real look of it, how when it will be manufactured, to have a real sense of it, you will have this rendering done. Okay, even that is done after the CAD model is done, right? So that is another application. Okay, then we'll continue this benefits of CAD in the next class. Okay, time is over, right? I have taken the attendance. You can leave the meeting, amending the meeting. Okay? And if you have any doubts, you can ask what we discussed throughout the class. If there are any doubts, or otherwise, we'll end the meeting. Okay, then no doubts it seems. Okay, thank you.